You won't believe what just happened in my own front yard. I was out mowing my lawn, minding my own business, when some guy I'd never seen before rolls up, acting like he owns the place. He's got this fake badge, a clipboard, and a whole lot of attitude. Claims he's from the neighborhood HOA security and starts barking orders, telling me I'm violating community guidelines by cutting my own grass. At first, I think it's some kind of joke. I mean, I've lived here for years, and I know for a fact that this neighborhood doesn't even have an HOA. But this guy, he's serious, real serious. He says he's going to write me a citation, and when I laugh it off, he suddenly takes it up a notch, threatening to arrest me. Arrest me? For mowing my own lawn? That's when I realize this guy actually thinks he has authority. Now, here's the part that makes this all even crazier. What this wanted cop doesn't know is that I'm the actual chief of police in this town. Yeah, and he just tried to pull this stunt on the worst possible person . But instead of shutting him down right away, I decide to play along for a minute, just to see how deep this guy is willing to dig himself. So, I decide to play it cool. I stop the mower, wipe the sweat off my forehead, and give him my best confused homeowner look. Oh really? I say. I had no idea there were rules about mowing my own lawn. That's all it takes to send this guy into full-on power trip mode. He puffs out his chest, points at his fake badge, and starts lecturing me like I'm some kind of criminal. He rattles off a bunch of nonsense about unauthorized landscaping and how the HOA has the right to fine me, or worse, if I don't comply. I glance at his clipboard, and that's when I notice something odd. The paperwork looks off. The logo at the top is blurry, like it was printed off a cheap home printer. And the wording? It's a mess. Spelling mistakes, legal terms that don't even make sense. That's when it clicks. This guy isn't just confused. He's pretending to be someone he's not. But why is he scamming people? Just some local busybody on a power trip? Or is there something bigger going on? I decide to push a little. You know, I've never met anyone from HOA security before. What's your name? His eyes flicker just for a second. He hesitates, and that's when I know he's in way over his head. He clears his throat and straightens up. Officer Daniels, he says, a little too quickly. Neighborhood Compliance Division. I nod like that means something, but inside, I'm holding back a smirk. There's no Neighborhood Compliance Division. There's no Officer Daniels but instead of calling him out just yet, I decide to dig a little deeper. So, Officer Daniels, I say, crossing my arms. You got some ID on you, something official. His whole face changes for a split second, just long enough for me to catch the panic before he covers it up. He pats his pockets, makes a big show of checking his belt, then lets out an exaggerated sigh. Must have left it in the vehicle, he says, jerking a thumb toward an old sedan parked crookedly at the curb. That's when something else catches my attention. The car has no official markings, no security decals, just a faded bumper sticker and a dented fender. Definitely not what you'd expect from a so-called HOA enforcer. I glance around the street. A few neighbors are watching from their porches, trying to look like they're not watching. Clearly, I'm not the only one who's had a run-in with this guy. And then, right when I'm about to push him further, he does something that takes this from ridiculous to downright suspicious . He reaches for his radio and says, "We got a situation here. Stand by." Who exactly is he talking to? And what happens next? That's when I realize this might be more than just some random scam. I take a step closer, watching as he grips his radio a little too tightly. There's no static, no response, just silence. Either he's faking this call, or he's actually expecting someone to answer. And that's what worries me. You waiting for backup or something? I ask, keeping my voice steady. He hesitates again, then nods. Just procedure, he mutters. You're making this harder than it needs to be. That's when I know I've got him rattled. His confidence is slipping, but he's still trying to keep up the act. I decide to push a little more. All right, let's wait for them, I say, crossing my arms. I'd love to meet the rest of your team. His eyes flick toward his car. For the first time, I see real doubt in his face. Is he going to run? Try to bluff his way through it? Then, just as I think he might crack, something unexpected happens. Another car, one I don't recognize, slowly turns onto my street. It's a dark SUV, tinted windows, moving way too deliberately. It rolls to a stop a few houses down, engine still running. I glance at Officer Daniels. His posture changes, stiff, alert. He's watching the SUV just as closely as I am. And that's when I realize this isn't just some guy pretending to be HOA security. There's something bigger happening here. And I might have just walked right into the middle of it. The SUV sits there, unmoving, its dark windows making it impossible to see who's inside. A chill runs down my spine. This isn't normal. Whoever they are, they weren't just passing through. They came here for a reason. I shift my focus back to Officer Daniels, but something's changed. His cocky attitude, gone. His fake authority act, completely dropped. Now, he just looks nervous, like he knows he's in over his head too. The tension is thick. For a long second, neither of us speaks. Then, in a low voice, I ask, "Friends of yours?" He swallows hard. "Just stay out of this," he mutters, suddenly backing toward his car. "You don't know what you're messing with." That's the moment I know. I've hit a nerve. This isn't just some scam or power trip. There's something bigger at play, and he's scared of it. Before I can press in for more, the SUV's driver's side door cracks open. A boot hits the pavement. Slowly, a man steps out, tall, built, dressed sharp, but not in a way that says security or law enforcement. More like someone who works behind the scenes someone who doesn't like being questioned. He doesn't look at me. He looks straight at Officer Daniels, and in a calm, measured voice he says, "You weren't supposed to draw attention." That's when it hits me. This guy isn't here to back him up. He's here to clean up a mess. Everything clicks into place in an instant. This isn't about some fake HOA cop harassing people. This is something much bigger, and I just became a problem for them. Officer Daniels stiffens, his eyes darting between me and the man from the SUV. He looks like he's deciding whether to run or talk his way out of whatever trouble he's in. I take a step forward, my voice calm but firm. "So, who exactly wasn't supposed to draw attention?" The man in the suit finally looks at me, and for the first time, I see recognition in his eyes. He knows who I am. He knows I'm the chief of police. And he also knows that whatever they were trying to pull here just fell apart in the worst possible way. Daniels panics. I was just. But the man in the suit cuts him off with a simple shake of his head. "You talked too much." And just like that, Daniels bolts. He turns and sprints toward his car, fumbling with the door handle, desperate to escape. But before he can get inside, the suited man moves. Calm, controlled, back to his SUV. He doesn't chase Daniels. He doesn't yell. He just reaches inside for something. That's when my instincts take over. I pull my badge from my pocket, hold it up, and say in my sharpest command voice, hands where I can see them. No. Everything freezes. The neighbors watching from their porches hold their breath. Daniels is half in, half out of his car, unsure whether to keep running. And the man in the suit, he stops, slowly raises his hands. But there's something in his expression, something calm. Like this is just a minor inconvenience. Like he already knows how this ends. That's when he speaks. "Chief," he says smoothly, like we're old friends. "You should let this go." And then, just as backup sirens start wailing in the distance, he smiles. Not like he's nervous, not like he's caught, but like he planned this all along. The sirens grow louder, red and blue lights reflecting off the houses as my officers pull up. The moment is tense, but the man in the suit, he doesn't flinch. He just stands there, still smiling, like he's already 3 steps ahead of everyone. Daniels, on the other hand, is a mess. He's frozen next to his car, hands shaking as officers rush in, pinning him before he can make another move. He barely puts up a fight. Whatever he was involved in, he knows it's over for him. I keep my eyes on the suited man as one of my officers approaches. "Chief, what's going on here?" I exhale, feeling the weight of the last few minutes settle in. Still figuring that out, I say, motioning toward the man in the suit. "Run his ID. I want to know exactly who he is." But as my officer moves in, the man simply shakes his head. "You won't find much," he says. "And whatever you think this is, you're only scratching the surface." A moment later, he's cuffed, led toward a squad car. But that smirk stays on his face, and as they drive him away, one thought lingers in my mind. This isn't over, not even close.